All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, programmers. So, welcome back to our session. So, please bear with me. Medyo dili pa okay akong health, akong lawas. Medyo kapoy pa siya. At the same time, uh, nagasuffer pa ko with headaches as well as ubo gihapon. So, please bear with my voice. Now, let's continue our discussion on. So I have told you about the actually assigned you on your research about a certain or specific, or I have assigned you, given you a task actually to look for uh, to present a, what they call this one, a version of operating system in Android. So yeah, we'll talk about it later on. So this time I'm gonna be demonstrating to you directly with the topics that we have right now. So, but before that, let's go over first of where we left off in based on our previous discussions. So again, it's very important for you to know, to understand, for you to understand the structure of what makes a Java Android, programming, so that you will be able to, debug on your own in the future. So now this time we are going to create a, let's say, yeah, we'll just create a class.
Sir.
Yes.
Dungan ako, sir.
Ah,
Okay na akong audio,
oo,
sir.
oo, oo, madunggan na
Ah,
ta ka. So
yes, sir.
if you guys have installed Android Studio in your machine, you can follow or repeat after me. Okay. So just in case na may mga questions, you can also ask me a questions while in the middle of my discussion. So let's now create a new activity. So right here, these are some of the components. These are some of the things that we can actually add to our, excuse me, our Android Studio. You can actually add a module. You can actually add an Android resource file. You can also create directory. You can create a text file. You can even create a C++ module, a C++ class, a C++ source file or C. And then, of course, most of importantly, you can also create image assets, vector assets, and then, but the thing that we are going for today at this juncture is we are going to create an activity. And under activity, you're able to create different activities right here. But this time, what we are going to do is we are going to create activity from scratch. Okay. So we're going to be choosing empty activity. All right. And then let's say this is, we are going to do a simple calculator. And then this would create two components. The first one is the class activity, or the class or the activity. In Java, it's a class, but it's a class. But in Android, it's actually an activity. Activity is it's just one screen application in Android. So next is it will also create, along with it will also create, or Android Studio will also create a layout name. So this layout name is actually our XML. So it would be better if you don't change this one. Okay. So you will see it as a you will see it as the corresponding layout to your activity if it says like this: activity simple calculator. So whatever the name of your activity is going to follow with this layout formatting. Okay, so activity, then the name of the activity is symbol calculator. So you can also check this one as to make this as your launcher activity, but later on I'm gonna show to you, if ever you forget this one, we can actually this uh, set this one manually. So by the way, when you talk about launcher activity, the moment you are going to run your application in a simulator or in your actual device, this activity will be launched by default. No, kumbaga it's like your main program. Okay, the one that is going to be launched over the other activities. Okay, so we have created last time we have created already a what they call this one, a package name. So we will be using the same package name. And then for the language, since Java is the only is for now is the language that we are familiar with, so we're gonna be using Java. And then yeah, let's just use and stick to that main target source set. Okay, so next is you'll click on finish. So once you click on finish button, let's just wait for the Gradle to properly or to sync everything in our Android Studio. But before that, let me discuss to you each one of this folder. So this is the file system. This is the file folder that your Android Studio, your Gradle has arranged for us to, so that every component and dependencies are going to work properly. So at the first in the first folder, you will see here the Android manifest. So in the Android manifest, this is where you get to see your project or your application name, the the text or the caption of your application. So we can actually open this one out. Yeah. So it seems like our Gradle has finished sync it. So this time we're going to open the Android manifest. So right here, you will see the XML version as you have here. And then you have here the character UTF-8. So that's the same thing you see in HTML. And then for this one, this is the package. Okay, so changing a little bit of this will make this program cause an error. Okay, and s- this can be seen under http schemas.android.com apk rest android. So that's rest stands for resources. All right, so this is a folder directory. All right, in here you will see the application. Okay, so this is what they call an XML tag. So in here you will see the this some XML tags we have here for allowing, if we allow this application to be to have to back up, no, I mean allow na to siya in which point mag back up siya. And then we also have here the mip map IC launcher. So this one is actually seen under resource here, no, in the resources. You have here some of the you have here file system. So under mipmap folder, you will see IC launcher. And then you have here another launcher for round. This one is for square and rectangular launcher, or these are actually icons. So what you see right here are the PNG file with each size that you can choose on. So yan. So whatever is being read and fetched there, it's actually once you overwrite it, I mean, over mouse over it, you're able to see all the uh, HDPI. No, so MIP map. These are the MIP map values. No, and under that folder, you can also create an image assets for that. So that's what I've told you about earlier. You can also set your own image assets, but for now, let's stick to this default assets or image assets or icons. Okay. And then for the theme, for now, let's use the default theme. So this is actually under values folder themes. So I'm going to be discussing each one of this later on. All right. And then right here, okay, you will see all the registered activities in your application. So for now, you have two activities. We have the activity that says simple calculator. Yeah, it's not calculator, but calculator. So sorry for that. Mali ang keyboard. Okay. So we have also here main activity. So this would tell us, so in the event that you see an intent filter, okay. So regardless of kinsa ang na-define as the first activity, as long as you put an intent filter at every after activity, it will be your launcher, if it will be your main. So meaning to say, at this juncture we have two activities, and the main activity is going to be our launcher for this program or for this application. So if you want to make this activity to be your launcher, all you just need to do is you do an intent filter out of it or for it, and then you do the action Android name, which is, let's say, the Android action name is equal to Android action main. So we have Android. Let's look for the that says main here. Yan. And then don't forget to close it. By the way, you can close it's the same thing in HTML. So XML has opening and closing tag. If you try to observe, every time there is an opening tag, it will always be closed with this one. So it's the same with hypertext markup language, and even yeah, in HTML. So if you do this, this is the standard. Okay, you can also, if you don't have anything follows after that, you can actually close the tag by having forward slash every after the this delimiter right here. Okay, another one is this one is we are going to categorically put this one as our launcher. So all we just need to do is assign this to be your launcher, and then close the tag. So this time you can now actually you can now like erase this one, or you can actually comment this one out. So to comment this in HTML, you'll have to have something like okay. So comment in X, what they call this one, XML is using this delimiter. Okay? So once i-recognize atong compiler with this delimiter follows by this exclamation point and this dash sign, it will automatically make this as a a comment, no? So comment is ignored by our compiler. So right here, our simple calculator now is big, or is it will become our launcher activity or our main activity. So that's the Android manifest.xml. So every time you are going to create an activity, it will be registered inside of this Android manifest.xml. So again, every time you create an activity, it will be stated inside of this XML. So it will be it's like a registration of your activity. No? So yeah, that's it. That's for Android manifest. Okay. So if you happen to not include the activity in the Android manifest, or you say you erased it, are not able to call it. You are not able to launch it. You are not able to actually run or even call it in your program. Okay, so it should be registered first. Okay, so the next folder is the Java. Okay, so since this is a framework, since this is a platform, a framework, so you have here a different folders, which says the class folder. You also have the test folder, the unit test for you that is used for unit testing. So in the future, we're gonna be needing this one. For now, this is what it is included. So kasi ang pag-test nato sa atong mga program is going to be automated, meaning we are going to we don't just simply create a test plan, we code or we write our test plan. So in unit testing, it's the programmer who is going to do the testing for our for application. So in this, you are going to do a certain coding, a certain algorithm for the automation of unit testing. Okay, so because that's this one is applicable, especially if you have, yeah, for if you, if you are trying to, the testers, that's testers roles are not only with paper and pencil, or creating by creating test plans. They also create programs, they also create algorithm for automating the testing. Okay, so again, it doesn't mean na tester ka dili ka kabalo mo program. Kabalo dapat ka mag-program, kasi you are going to create a codes for every test, no, in the for testing your application. But this time, what we are going to need to focus on is the Java file. So in Android Studio, as I've said to you earlier, for the benefits of the other who just came in, ang uban, we can actually create any other item aside from activity. But every time when you create activity in Android, it will automatically create uh, a two components. We have the class, which is the activity in Android, and then another is the XML, or the XML, or the extensive markup language. So meaning to say, every time you create an activity, it will create a Java class for you. At the same time, it will create a XML for you. So let's say, for an instance, in your main activity, you have here main activity. This is the Java class. And then you have also here, under your resolution, under layout, you will have here activity main. As I've said, once you create an activity, let's say main activity, the naming convention is activity underscore main.xml. So let's say simple calculator. This is the one that we had created earlier, though it's not calculator, it's calculator, but it's something like that. So calculator, the Java version, the Java class, and then the activity underscore simple underscore calculator. So it follows the uh what they call this one. It follows the mm, Pascal case, no, naming convention, not the camel case. So in for Android Studio uses two camel casing. Number one is two casing or conventions. So for Java, it uses camel case. So camel case, it's as you can see, every letter of the word is going to be capitalized, like main, M for main, and A for activity. And then simple for S for simple, and C for calculator. That's camel casing. Now for XML, it doesn't matter because it's not case sensitive. It's going to be in all lower cases. Okay, the same thing with HTML. All right, so yeah, so this is our sample calculator. So let me explain this to you. So this is the package. So it's very important for you to familiar with the package. So under every time you create an activity, it has always a package. So it's mandatory in Android Studio because it's a framework. So it has to be the components should be interrelated with each other. All right. So also right here, as you can see, you have here the import statement. In the import statement, you have here the Android X app compat. So this is application compatibility. It means the application is compatible with the framework that we are using, or the platform that we are using, or the API that we are using. You can actually import an activity. Let's say, for an instance, dati, it is used to be this one. So Android app that activity, you'll just need to import this, import app Android that app that activity. So this is the traditional one, this is the karaan, as I, if I may say. So kani mao ning uh, karaan na coding before when I got to learn the Android before using Eclipse, because as that time na wala pa Android Studio, we used to do this import Android app that activity for actually this is for karaan ng mga versions. You can it still work here, so there's no problem if you are going to use this one. But for the newer ones, the new framework, you're gonna be using the app compatibility activity. So app compat or ka-app compat activity. Okay, so it's under this package or library package, and then the name of the class is app compat activity. App compat activity is a super class of all activities that you are going to create. So again, it's a super class. Meaning to say, it contains methods that are needed to be overridden. So as you can see, you have here an override later on, given na I'm gonna also discuss this one. But for now, this is the super class or your parent class. So I know you have already that in your object-oriented programming. And then this one is your child class. So this one is going to inherit all the properties of the class that are declared as public in your class. So basically, these classes right here or these methods right here are concrete methods. So simple calculator extends means you are doing an inheritance. So inheritance means you share common properties between these classes. So you have here the child class and you have here the parent class or the subclass or and the super class. So this onCreate method is actually a class that is overridden or it's inherited from appcompat activity. So there's more on this. We have on pause. Okay. You have on restart. Okay. So you can actually call it. So yeah. So lag.d. You can do something like whatever you would like to do, no? Or let's say you're going to tag it as null, and then you want to declare something like uh, anything. Let's say restart. So what happened? Okay, let's say let's wait. Mm-hmm. Wait. So you have here on on pause. Ayan. So let's just call super. Okay. And then so super is a keyword for calling a component or a data member of your super class. So regardless of if you are going to change the name of this one, it will not it will just give you an error for override, but it's not actually giving you an error for the entire program. It's just so happen that if you wanna override some methods of your superclass, it will have to be the same name with your superclass. So this simple calculator now is your child class, and it is going to be inheriting some of the components or data members or methods that are declared as public in your class. So these are kani akong gipakita sa inyo ang mga activity life cycle ni siya of a an activity, no? Activity in Android. So when you get to restart your application, when it is on pause means you once there is another activity that is running, so the other activity is going to be on pause. There's also on stop. Once you stop the activity, on start, and the other one is uh, destroy, no? So the destroy means the application or the activity is going to be take out, is taken out from the memory, or it's taken out from your RAM. So meaning you actually close your application, and it will not allocate memory, or it will not be allocated to your memory. So having said all of this, these are just some of the things that you can actually override. Override means, oh, by the way, when we talk about override, okay, it's say a method with same name and same behavior. So that's polymorphism. Okay, so because in Android programming, everything is fully object oriented, full blown object oriented programming. You apply the encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So in fact, override is one behavior of a polymorphic method. Another is overloading. So which we also do that one in the future. Okay, so all of this, as I've said, these are activity life cycle, restart, on pause, on destroy, on close, and other things. And there are so much more that we can actually override. Okay, here. So daghan na siya pwede nimo override. But for now, the most important methods that we are going to override from our app compat activity superclass is the onCreate. So the onCreate is like the main method in Java. Okay, like instead of public static void main right here, it's stated as on create. So bundle means everything that you want to use for the OS bundle, no, for your OS bundle. Actually, that one, that here. So everything that you will be needing for your Android operating system is seen in this bundle. So the object is this one, save instance state. You can change this one to anything, but for n- better convention of like our names now, for so that we're able to speak the same language, we can actually follow the one that is being given. So again, you can change this one to anything you like, any, as long as it does not violate any rule, like it does not begin with digit, it does not contain any special characters except for underscore and dollar sign. The same thing with Java. Okay, so also you have here, you can also by removing that on create in Android, although in Java it's allowed, but in Android you'll need to explicitly call the super, meaning you are actually calling the method that is from app compat activity, that is this one. So whatever you're trying to do in here, no, is going to be passed on to app compat activity, and that the app compat activity now will do the process for us. Okay, so that's the default, yan. And then after that, there's also a method that says set content view. So this set content view is actually still the same. It's also under app compat activity. You can also being able to inherit it. So this content view is actually talks about our XML, no, extensive markup language. So right here, you will see r.layout. The R stands for the resource. Na time or instances na dili ma-load properly ni Gradle ato ang R or ato ang resources. So sometimes mag-red na siya and then mag-error siya. So all you just need to do is do some parang, syncing, 'no? I-sync lang nimo siya with project, i-sync lang nimo ang project with Gradles. Pero if dili siya madala, you really have to invalidate catches and restart. If in case na dili pa jud madala, you'll have to update probably your Android Studio. Okay, so this time you have here set content view. This would tell us that we are going to launch our XML that says activity underscore simple calculator. So R stands for the resources, this one, and it's actually pointing to layout, this one, that activity simple calculator, which is this one. So this is now the second component of a component that is created by our application. So right here, I've already I've already told you this one before during, I guess, during our first meeting or second probably. So you have three views here. You have the code, the split, and then the design. So in the design, you can freely drag and drop your widgets here. In the split, as you are writing, you will also see here some of the you will also see here the update of whatever you're writing. So this is what I like about, because aside from I'm learning how to do XML scripting, I also being able to see what's the update of uh, my application or my activity. So that's I guess that's the right thing you will have to do rather than design. So if you have to have a full screen of the coding or scripting for your XML, you can actually select code. So also you have here the blueprint. Okay, you can check the design and the blueprint. This will give you two views. So the the design is the actual design, and then the blueprint is going to be a blueprint. No, it's on top of the design. Behind the design is actually a blueprint. You can actually you can actually show it both. Okay, and then you have here the view options. You can show all constraints. So you can also show margins. And right here, there's also this what we call auto connections. This auto connections means that if you're going to move a certain component, others will also be relatively going to move next after to it. Okay, and DP stands for that per pixel. Okay, and that's the common unit of measurement in Android. So you can also have SP. You can also have DP, SP, and Okay, so right here you will see the target, no, the screen target of under that per pixels. So we have here, as you can see, we have 5.0. This is this is what we expect na muran ang atong application or activity under the screen or resolution. And then this is the API level here. So in the API level, you will see you can actually choose any other API, but it would be better if you choose the best one. So which is by clicking automatically pick best. And then right here is to especially if you are going to use constraint layout, you'll have to uh, you will understand it pag mag-constraint layout okay, if layout manager inyong gamiton, if this constraint layout na inyong gamiton, you will have to de-attach the some of the layout. Okay, so especially pag magbutang na tadig mga components like text field or edit text, and then you want na wala select connections, you can actually remove a clear the layout components and all other things na other formatting that you can actually use. So for now, dili sa tadra mag ano, let's go directly to our XML. Okay, so right here in this, this is similar to what we saw earlier in the manifest. So here you can see what constraint layout you are using. So for now, it's going to be constraint layout. Later on, we can change this one, okay, to linear layout, to relative layout, or to null or to no movement layout, and any other layout managers. So also you have here a this is the default. Okay, so for the tools options. Okay, and then you have also the width and height. The width and height is later I'm gonna show to you that this is going to be naalay duha ka values ani either wrap content or fill parent. So actually ang fill parent is karaan po na siya na coding scripts or attributes sa layout width or layout height. So and then the context of your application is going to be simple calculator. So that's actually the Java. No, it pertains to the Java class. Okay, and then of course the closing tag. So we will get back to that one later. So I'm gonna show you other things here in the drawable. You have here the another XML. Okay, this is used for the for as your launcher. So you can actually open it. So it contains what it contains the XML scripts. So that's why it's very important for you to understand a little bit of XML. So these are colors no in hexadecimal value, and you have here other things na for now it's maybe dili kay mo familiar, but in the future you will get to familiar all of this. Okay, so you have here the layout. This will contain the XML. Then the MIP map, I've already discussed this one earlier. And then the values. So the values right here, you can if you are working in an application that would, or if you're working as a team, you can actually include here in the colors that XML all colors that you want your application to have. So meaning to say, if you want to have uniformity of all the things that you are going to create, you will have to assign a color here. So yeah, you can assign a color using hexadecimal value by putting or adding some here. So you can actually add your own color. Let's say we are going to add red. So what's the hexadecimal value for red? We can actually look into here. So yeah, just click on this one and then copy paste this one and then put it here. So yeah, you have there as a red color. Now here this one it says it's black, but it says it's maroon, but you can change it to anything like black, something like that. Okay, so that's how you actually add colors to your application. So mind on these names, these are the names that we are going to call later on. So this is like a variable name for this a certain, instead of or rather than calling this hexadecimal value, which are really difficult to recognize what color is that unless you are familiar with all the hexadecimal values, okay, or hexacolors. So for string, this is also used for if you want to change uh, the caption of your application that says LCC mobile programming class. You can change this to anything like mobile programming, whatever you would like to do. You can even add some more string. Let's say for text, if you want to have, I know, so you have name is equal to, let's say this is for all of my, um, let's say footer. I want all my footers or my application to have footers to, as let's say, my simple program, okay, or my Android program, something like that. Okay, and then for themes, for now, okay, you can also put an array here. So also in the succeeding weeks, I'm also going to discuss arrays. And then for themes, also in the succeeding weeks, we are also going to do some manipulation of the themes. For now, let's stick or the theme that the Android has given or set for us. Okay, so now that's it, that we know all of the components. So unsa ang importance niya? For now, ang pinaka-importante nato na anohon is kaning nasa manifest. Okay? So anyway, kanang nasa manifest, if ever unsa iyang gibutang dira, ato lang i-change diri is if we plan to make that this activity to be our launcher, all we just need to do is butangan na to siya intent filter plus launcher and the main. And the next is the activity, the class, so or the Java class, and then of course your layout. Okay, so we'll be working on with these two components. All right, so okay, so here we are going to use muna uh, linear layout. So linear layout is a layout manager in Android which has only two orientation, either vertical and horizontal. Okay, so as you can see, you have here few of the options. You have here layout, match parent, and Android height, layout height, match parent. If you're going to, sige, butangan na to siya color para you would understand. So Android, the background. So let's say you want to use an actual hexadecimal value. You are actually you free to do that using this one. But yeah, you can choose anything kung sa imong gusto na background color for your application, or you can actually call the existing one at color. At color, let's say I want it to have katong gi-design na to ganina na is it red? Color red. There, no? So, meaning to say, the color that we set for red that says red, it's found in the color uh, values. So if you're working as a team and then you want to you want all your parang color background everything na parang the same with other one na dili sila dapat magka walay there's no parang uniform dapat inyong background color. You can actually, let's say this one i-change nato siya into yeah, let's create another color na lang. Let's say this is BG color. So every time you create an activity and you want all your programmers to call the BG color for the background color, so you just have to ask him to ask BG color. So para uniform inyuhang ayan, para uniform inyuhang application. So let's say this one is BG color. That's it. So for the match parent and we have here, let's say layout width. So when we talk about match parent, it's going to match the entire view. No, it's going to match the entire layout here. So sige, ibutang nato na this is wrap content. So as you can see, this is the part where the width, meaning ihang ka ang width no kalaparon. So then the layout height is going to be from here down to the bottom. So medyo na blue siya nga di nyo makita pero since di nyo ma-appreciate kay ang meaning wala nimo siya gi-match parent. So wala man putay text diri sa ato ang ah unsa ni sa atong parent ay sa ato ang let's say for a while with ay wait, you have here wrap content. So meaning if unsa ang value sa imong text, let's say diri ang kutob ang text diha pud tama ang iyang width. So you can also set an actual uh, pixel value, let's say dp. So you have here 50 dp, so that per pixel. So you can use any other, so you can use inches, you can use, so kanina na ay mo nakita dira no, inches, millimeter, point, pixel, and points no. This is SP is it's I guess say halos similar siya sa pixel or dp. Most of the things is ginagamit na ako dp or sp. Okay, so if you want to match it with the layout, you can actually choose fill parent. But as you can see, fill parent is it's deprecated. So wala na niya gi-deprecate pero pwede ra gyud pwede fill parent, pwede match parent, either way around. So anyway, match and fill parent are just the same. Okay, so for this, you can also do wrap content here, yan, or something like 50 px, ayan, or 50 pixel man to, no? So 50 dot per pixel, ayan. So, or if you want to match it with parent. Ayan, so that's it. So now we are going to add a text. Yeah, where the other thing that you will need to also understand is the orientation. So Android orientation, either horizontal or vertical. So horizontal going from left to right, and then vertical going from top to bottom. Okay, just wait for a while. Na nag-call. Okay, so you will choose horizontal muna, and then okay, let's remove this one. It's duplicating. And then we're going to have, let's say, text. So we are going to have text view. So, yeah. So text view is, let's say we are going to do wrap content. So again, you already know what's wrap content and match parent. So you will understand it better once na ako'y ibutang diri na Android, let's say text equals, let's say, sorry, and then let's say we have here first number, yan. So let's change the color, Android, text color, let's say red daw. So you can also change the size, uh, let's say 14 dp or 24 dp, okay, something like that. And then line i-combine no ang color. So we can actually choose any other color like sa mga color diri. Yellow. Yellow siguro. Or white na lang. Have like white. Okay. White pa na. Oh, yeah, something like that. Okay. And then so that's what we call wrap content. If i-match parent ni mo na, if i-match parent na niya, i-occupy na niya the entire view, no, the entire linear layout. So that's for width and layout. So kung i-match parent po na nimo siya dire with the height, it's also going to follow. So kung mapansin nimo pag click nimo ana na ang cursor niya abot dire, same with this one. So that is why I normally do wrap content, or pwede inyong buhaton is by pixel gyapon, no? So or by point. Yan, DP, yeah, it's up to you. But for me, i-ano lang ako as wrap content. Okay, so that is the first one. So we can follow, or we can actually copy paste this one. Let's say you have here for your second number, and then Yeah, so that's it. And then for doing edit text, in entering another number, so we have edit text. So let's do the wrap content na lang. Yeah, so and then Android text. So let's follow all this one. Okay. And then we have here Android text. So by the way, it doesn't matter kung unsang order. So let's say we have 0.0. Ayan. So as you can see, ang formation niya in ana kasi horizontal. If imo na siyang i-vertical, so maginana po siya. Okay? So if gusto ka na first horizontal, vertical, horizontal with vertical, pwede nimo siya what they call this one? I-nested, no? So, nya na later na lang. So, copy paste po nato ni siya and then yeah, that's for another. So, right here, what you will observe is kuha na nato siya ang iyang mga names and all that and whatsoever. Ang next ninyong buhaton with this one is okay, so don't matter with the arrangement muna. Ang next, the next thing that you will need to do for this is to define an ID for each component. So if you happen na dili ninyo i-include si text view, like anyway, we don't do much of any calculation for text view. So pwede nato siya dili butangan og ID. But it would be better if butangan ninyo, okay? Sige, tanaw na to later on kung wala or naa. So, pero ang importante din na mabutangan og ID katong inyong i-manipulate na record. So, ID for, let's say, we have edit text. So, this is txt number. So, dapat unique siya or txt num1. Okay? And then, we'll do also for edit text right here. That's for txt num2. So, it should be unique. Okay, now you have already set txt num1 and num2. You have already first number, second number. Let's do a button. For button, okay, so you have here wrap content lang gyapon nato siya. And then text color, text size, and all. Lang siya pong i-copy paste. And then the ID is btn, let's say add. And then let's say the text is add. Okay, for now. Okay, and then so let's make it as ato ang with ato na lang siyang ibutang as match parent para okay, match parent nato siya si with. Okay, and then okay na siya, and then for buttons you have here, let's say for cancel, btn cancel and or cancel. Okay, so katong gusto nyo i-manipulate, mao to dapat inyuhang. So pwede ninyo na i-dili i-wrap content, gusto ninyo na parehas sila og value. Wait. Okay. So you can actually set that one. Parehas lang value, no? Parehas sila og size. So, ang text view as you observe, wala ta nagbutang og iyahang ID, pwede ra na wala. Okay, pero again, as I've told you, better na. So let's go to simple calculator. In here, you will need to declare them, each one of the component na atong gamiton. So this is what we call binding. So Jade, okay na noon, pinajava na noon. So we have edit text. So let's say txt num1. So sir, pwede need ba or necessary na parehag pangalan dito sa imuhang gipangalan diri? No need. I mean dili siya necessarily na pareha, but it would be better na pareha. So example, imong ibutang diri is instead of txt, imong ibutang num1 lang and then num2, okay ra na, no? It's not a problem. But it would be better again, as I've told you, mas okay kung pag-bind nimo same ang imuhang pangalan para it would be easier for you to bind. Okay? And then for button, you have btn. So pwede nana diri makita nato, you can also do multiple declarations for that. So we have btn add, btn cancel. Okay. So para ma-bind na to siya, we are going to do the binding. So find view by ID. So r.id dot mo ng ID, no, binding. So the txt num1 in this declaration should be bind kasi, by the way, nganong kailangan to ibuhaton, it's because in Android naka since naka OOP magud siya, kinalahi niya ang ang layout or the design versus the business logic. So meaning to say, if you're working as a team, pwede ang isa focus sa design, ang isa focus sa programming. So, of course, unahon ang programming before ang, yeah, pwede ra pud ka mag-una or actually pwede sabay, no? So, it doesn't matter kasi as long as mabind na nimo na afterwards. Now, you have here txt num1, okay, and then you'll do for another txt num2. So, just make sure na change nimo na diha. And then, for button, btn add is equal to find view by id, r.id dot btn add, okay, and then btn cancel. Just don't forget to change this. Kaknel man na ini. Wait for a while. Cancel. Ayan. Okay, so probably we lack something here na dapat na idea ang result or display. So magkuantag isa ka text view sa baba. So parang the result. The result is, so kani butangan jud nato nig ID kasi ato man ning i-manipulate siya, ato man ning tawagon didto. So there is a need to create an ID for this one. Let's say this is txt result. So in here you'll have to do a yeah, since this is text view, dili nato ni siya i-name as txt kasi for edit text lang ang txt, dapat tv ni siya, tv result. So tv text view stands for text view. So right here, text view. So dili din na siya mosugot, dapat kailangan text view tv result, and then i-bind nato siya right here, tv result equals find view by id, r.id dot tv result. Now, okay, you have now the we will now perform the arithmetic operation. So let's say set on click, yan, new view on click, wait, mag yan. So i-remove. Okay, so right here, the void on click is the method. Okay, under on click listener, that is an overridden or override na to ni siya na method. So our method or our interface na to ha, interface is on click listener. So set on click. So this time we can okay, so mao na ning pina Java no. So let's say double or integer ba imong ano, let's say int num1 equals integer dot parse int. So let's say txt num1 dot get text. Yan. So, okay, i-convert na nato siya into string typecast bago nato siya ma-parse. And then, let's change this to num1. And then you'll have here int num2, change nato ni into txt num2. And then let's say if you want to include like sum for or result ba or whatever imong ibutang num1 plus num2. So yan, similar to Java, no? Then, if ever i-click niya sa user, ang ma-display siya sa TV result that okay, TV result that set text. The sum is and then you have here sum. Okay, so we can now run our application. So, oops, wala din ako narandaan ang application or akong emulator. So, let's maybe magulat ta ka diot. Yeah, while waiting, do you have any question? May question?
Wala, sir.
Wala. So, medyo ang problem lang man jud nato anyway is ang uban or ang uban asa mag-write og program, tama? Okay, walay laptop pa. So, installing na siya. So, let's just wait na ma-process na siya. Anyway, yan. So, dali lang oh, success na dayon gani. So, there. Seems like ginaload na lang niya. Okay, hulaton lang nato na siya ma-load. So, it will only take quite some time pag sugod lang. But the moment na as you go along, naka-load na siya, na butang, na register na sa imong memory, dali na lang na. Okay. So, it seems like naatay problem. So, check na to balik. Ayan. So, operation or success or yeah, success, operation succeeded. So, naatay problem with our sige, check na to. So, this one medyo a little bit of difficult to trace kasi it's either atong problem is in the XML or in the Java. So, we can do series of tests for this one. So, check lang sa nato. TXT num1, TXT num1, btn add, cancel, TV result, TV result. So, it seems like na-bind naman nato siya together. Ayan. So, it seems like the error or the problem is probably ato ang kani, no? So, kani atong problem. So, in case na naadre ang problem, most likely to happen, example lang ha, normally ang problem kasagaran diri is, let's say, TF results imong nabutang. And then, if i-run nimo siya, wala na bind og tarong, ang mo error na siya. Yan. So, even here, yan, mo-error po na siya, interrupted or something. So, diha pa lang daan mag-error po siya, no? So, Yeah, these are some of the things na mag-error sa ato ang program. So let's see, balik na to siya. Most probably because dapat before pa siya i-click saka pa nato siya ibutang. Dapat sa on click view nato siya butang. Okay, so let's run again and then let's wait for the Gradle to build up our application. And yeah, so medyo ano lang siya gamay, nalan siya delay gamay. It's because naay changes sa ato ang application. Pero kung gamay lang changes, dili man kay siya ingon na ina nakadugay. So kani working na ni kasi ano na siya white. So ayan. So right here, pwede na ta magbutang diri og let's say we have 5 and then this one here we're going to say 4, then click sa oops, kanidi ay. And then click add. So the sum is 9. That's it, no? So kung gusto nimo siya i-run sa imong application, again kato kung giingon sa inyo na ibutang lang ninyo ni inyong device, dapat na ay wire, and then mao na tong buhaton next time, no? So sa karon kanil sa emulator sa nato siya i-ano. So para mas dali ang imong running kasi kani mo consume jud ni siya og dako na memory. Yeah, so that's it. That's the basic creating an event and binding our resources. So there's also such thing as kanang ginatawag na tog toast. So toast, yan. So butang nimo the sum is like sum, and then ato siyang ilong. So if you are oops, what happened? So you will observe kaning toast is makita nimo ni sa mga Android application na kanagay murag inani ang iyang porma ana. Sa baba siya mo display instead of i-display nato siya sa or ibutang nato siya sa result or something. So let's say 8 and then I have here 9. So when I click sana ko na. When I click this one, add, so observe na naara, the sum is 17. Yan, na siya murag mo gawas na sa baba na toast. Okay, so all right, so I guess that would be it for now muna, and then that is the coverage of our examination. So what we will do in your examination is we'll have a written exam. So kato ko ipang discuss right here, I will just upload mga resources or files na inyuhang ma studyhan, and then also with the examination para fair sa tanan ang examination nato would be your assigned Android OS version. Okay, Android OS version. So wait for a while. Mag-ano sa ta? Attendance sa ta? Can I see everyone? Picturean sa nako. Ayan, kapugi. Murag si Samil B. Man ni si Kent. Si Kent ug si Dexter. O sige na, dali kay faster kay istoryahan na tong exam. Sige, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Ay, sorry. 1, 2, 3, smile. Ang uban, wala yung napakita. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Sige. Now,